Stats versus facts. Ayy. Stats versus facts. Ayy. Know where we at on the stats versus facts. Yeah, my boy hella black. He black. On the stats versus facts. And you might get smacked by the stats versus facts. Ayy. Yeah. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? And welcome to Stats versus Facts Sports Talk. You know where you at. It's your boy Marsh and with the crew. What it do, crew? What it do? What it do?
A little spicy today. I watched a little spice at it.
This
dangerous. Dangerous.
Fifth in the West, you got to bust it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, you know what I mean? Got the new colors, you feel me? Shout out to the homie Marcos for gifting this. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Marcos, looking out for my mans.
Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. You feel me?
Fiesta Marshall.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Nah, but welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. C-Mac, G-Reg, how we feeling?
Feeling great, man. Feeling great.
On top five.
That's
right. A
right.
little top five-ish, you can say.
You know what I mean? But fellas, we got some good games from this past weekend in the NFL. NBA is really taking off. Some teams are starting to distance themselves a little bit from the rest of the teams, and a few surprises on right now. So we're gonna talk about that too. Got a little college basketball. I mean, we got, as always, great content for y'all, everybody.
Just a little bit. A little bit of everything on it.
A little sprinkle. A little soft.
A little sprinkle, a little spot.
Yeah, and as always, we looking for that money.
Always looking for that money. Give us that
Shout
2K,
out.
not that 1400K.
Shout out. I didn't have it today. I had some nice flautas and little corn tortilla things today. I didn't have the normal Tuesday. We ain't need it today.
Dang.
Do you want it today?
You need a break or what?
Yeah, you know, I just
that sponsorship check didn't come in right or what? This month?
Yeah, you know, it wasn't hitting right. So I had to take a break. You know, lemonade. They messed up my lemonade last time. I said, let me get the chill. They gave me the frozen. So the ice, I ain't like it. I need more liquid. You feel me?
Send that check. Send it right if you want our business back.
All right.
Can I speak to your manager, please?
ASAP Ferg.
They'll probably get on it. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with that first game from the NFL playoff divisional round, which was the Packers and the Rams. And man, Aaron Rodgers just proved, I'm the MVP. If y'all didn't know, I'm the MVP. I mean, 23 of 36, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he hooked up with Lazard for 4 receptions, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Aaron Jones, 14 carries, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, wasn't too much the Rams could do to stop him. Jared Goff, 21 of 27, 174 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, we know what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
Nothing really over the top special. Akers, 18 carries, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. He's going to be pivotal to helping their team next year. I think you definitely need to make sure.
Yeah, they run the ball, play action.
That's right. And of course, Kupp was out this game.
Yeah. Aaron Donald obviously went out during sometime during the game.
Yeah,
couldn't go.
Aaron Donald. I got a shout out to him. He was trying to play through the pain, man. He was definitely in some pain. So, I mean, any surprises here with this result, fellas?
No, not really. I mean, the only surprise is that the Rams actually kind of battled a little bit. You know, there was times where I felt like they could have gave up and let it get blown out. It seemed like they kept trying to come back a little bit and stay close. They just didn't have enough.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely kept battling to the end. So shout out to them. But now they're going to look into, reevaluating everybody. McVay wants to reevaluate everybody, including the quarterback. So if they actually get it right and say, hey, we need to get a guy who can carry this franchise, you never know. Maybe those
or
guys
just go cheaper. Just say, hey, I can build a better team around an average quarterback and try to win like that.
Pay Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, somebody.
Because your defense is already kind of proven.
Yeah, number one defense. You got lockdown corner. You've got a D lineman at Aaron Donald, Hall of Famer.
That's right. So I mean, they're kind of like they're obviously better than the Bears, but they're in the similar position because the Bears also have a great defense, but no offense to speak of. Because at least the Rams have somewhat of a running game to where the Bears, and then the Rams do have notable receivers with the Bears. It's kind of like,
Them and San Fran are pretty much in the same situation, right? Good defense, running game, just trying to find that quarterback and get them over the edge.
Yeah, San Fran definitely had the running game. That is absolutely for sure. But it's kind of interesting because the Rams went to the Super Bowl, missed the playoffs, and then got back into the playoffs this year. So we're seeing them. We saw them somewhat progress this year, right? Obviously, we still have questions about Jared Goff, but overall, I didn't expect them to make the playoffs. If they did, I thought they'd be out in the first round. So they at least made it to the divisional playoffs. So I mean, that's an improvement.
Yeah, I think if you can run the ball and play defense, you can make it to the playoffs.
Agreed. I mean, they took out Seattle, their arch nemesis. Yeah. So that was good. That was good for them. So we'll stay in the NFC, which is the very last game, the Buccaneers and the Saints. I told everybody it is too damn hard to beat a team 3 times in a season, man. It's just too hard. The Saints blew out the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay 38-3, beat them the first week, 34-23. It looked like, oh yeah, the Saints are a lock to win this. No, people, that is not the case. The Saints got some voodoo running around their franchise, man.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
They sure do. And the Buccaneers ended up winning that one 30-20. Brady had 199 yards, 2 touchdowns. He even ran for a touchdown.
Yeah, he got set up short field all day and just capitalized on the field that he got every time.
Has Tom Brady made a case for MVP?
No, not this year.
No. I think he does solidify his legacy a little bit because they were saying that, he can't do it without Belichick and he's a system quarterback.
Right.
And I think this gives him a little more, legacy pump up.
That would make a case for MVP though.
No, because remember, this is a regular season award.
Right.
So having said that, from the regular season, he did throw, I believe he threw like 40-something touchdowns this year. When you compare him to the other MVP candidates, Mahomes, Rodgers, Derrick Henry, even to Josh Allen. No. Now, had Brady beaten the Saints one or both times and taken the Buccaneers, or had the Buccaneers on top of the division, then you may make a case for Brady being MVP. But
especially how he got embarrassed by the Saints.
Yeah, 38. Can't do
in
that.
comparison to what the Bucks did last year, right? Wouldn't that be kind of considered with
of course
you made?
That's an interesting argument. So you're saying that he's improved the overall team?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, I agree with that. It does go to my argument that, he obviously is a huge upgrade from Jameis Winston. Like, that's no doubt. But at the same time, compared to the numbers that those other guys put up, it just he wasn't on that level this year. I mean, he was close. I mean, those guys are here and he's probably about here, you know what I mean? So he's close, but I mean, if you're gonna put an argument for him, he's probably like maybe 6th, 7th, something like that. As far as impacting the game.
He's probably 5, right? Somewhere around 5.
Because my thing is with Brady, I have,
5 or 6.
Yeah. I said 6. You can put him, case. You can make a case for 5 or 6, but Mahomes. I mean, we saw, him going out in the playoffs. I mean, they just had Chad Henne as their backup. Granted, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Aaron Rodgers, what he's done, 36 years old, his age. Brady is older, but I mean, it's just like when Aaron Rodgers has a little bit to work with and he's healthy, this is what the Packers could be. And they rolled all with the exception of going to Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay rolling them. That was Rodgers' really only bad game. Other than that, he had, really good season.
I think drafting Jordan Love too helped out the motivation.
Yeah.
I think we saw him get a little bit of, revenge.
Right. So, like I said, I still think Rodgers deserved the MVP. Mahomes, if we were talking quarterback wise, Brady was the 4th quarterback, that possibly maybe even the 3rd, because you could make a case for him over Josh Allen on that MVP case as far as quarterbacks go. But
that's pretty much what the award is, though, at this point, right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't think we may never see a defensive player win the award again unless somebody has like 20, 25 interceptions in the season. So
it would have to be a weird season where offensive players are not really popping, and it's a random year. But I don't even think with the offenses being so great this, coming up and probably over the next 10 years, I just don't see it. Maybe back in the day.
Right.
But not now. I don't think the offense is too good.
It would have to be a situation where a guy literally has 20 to 25 interceptions, or if like a DB is able to, every time he hits the quarterback, cause a fumble and may have like 5 to 10 touchdowns or something like that. Something like an aberration, like you'll never see that again type thing. Will we see, a defensive player win the award? But it has to be at a point where a defensive player is scoring a lot.
Or you going Charles Woodson style. You're like the Heisman. You got him offense, defense, punt returning.
Yeah.
Just doing all 3.
Yeah. I mean, shoots, that was damn near Devin Hester.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, Kamara had 18 carries, 85 yards. Drew Brees, which we're thinking is probably his final game, not the way you would want to go out.
Oh, God.
19 to 34, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I mean, shoots. The other touchdown that was thrown, Jameis Winston threw that one.
Yeah.
You
just can't throw it far anymore, man. You don't have the arm strength no more.
Yeah, it looked
Granted,
bad.
they're missing some weapons. Taysom Hill, Tavius Murray.
Right. Traquan Smith had 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions, 85 yards. And we found out Michael Thomas was actually playing injured and he's going to have surgery in the offseason. But he was just like, hey, this might be Drew Brees' last year to win a championship. So he said, I want to, try to do what I can. So he expected to have surgery on torn deltoid and ligaments in his ankle this offseason. But he said he should be ready to go for the OTAs in the summer. So
yeah, it was brave for him to go out there and try. I don't know how much it affected his play. I'm sure it affected it to some degree.
Yeah, without a doubt. But him, Aaron Donald, they're trying to play for their.
You don't get that many more chances. You know how many chances you're going to get to make it to the Super Bowl and try to win it.
That's right. That's right. So now we got the Buccaneers going to Lambeau Field to play the Packers. We'll give y'all our prediction upon the next show. But flipping to the AFC, Bills, Ravens, Man, this was tough. This was tough because the Ravens are on a bit of a hot streak. Everybody's starting to get back on the Lamar train, and hey, he's gonna lead the Ravens and da 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 da. What have I been religiously saying from the beginning of the season and beyond since y'all have known me? If Lamar cannot throw the ball, which he cannot, they're not going to go all the way. You need to be able to throw the ball in the pocket. His passes look wobbly. Okay. I understand he may not have had the best protection, but when that run game breaks down, I mean, if you're the MVP trying to juke all this, that, and the other, if you can't do all that, I mean, what else even resort to? You know, you have to be able to throw the ball. Like it was, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful in that way, but his backup Huntley spiral looked better than his. Huntley's spiral looked better than Lamar Jackson.
To be fair, the wind wasn't going when Huntley was throwing.
Fair. That's fair.
The wind played a major factor. That's why I even thought the Ravens were even on better odds because that was going to disrupt the Bills' major weapon passing. Right. And obviously showed, Josh Allen didn't really perform very great himself.
Right. He didn't. But regardless, when you have Diggs too, and that's another thing, the Ravens need a number one receiver.
Especially if you don't feel Lamar is an adequate passer, then you definitely need a receiver that makes it a lot easier on him.
That's right. So it was tough. It was a tough game to watch. I mean, the Ravens had an opportunity. That pick six, 101-yard touchdown, that hurt. I mean, that took to get out of it. And then, to add insult to injury, Lamar head hits the the ground and he gets concussed and he's out for the rest of the game. I mean, that was tough.
First pick ever in the red zone. He threw 50 touchdowns, 0 picks up to that point.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was just tough. Josh Allen, 23 of 37, 206 yards, 1 touchdown. And Diggs, 8 receptions, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, Diggs was balling.
Yeah.
Was balling. I mean, even on the other side, Marquise Brown, 4 receptions, 87 yards. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I think he's a great number 2 receiver, but he's just not a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a John Brown on that side.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. But that Allen to Diggs, passing game was working, and they got Beasley a couple of times and I always forget his name.
Davis.
John Brown and Davis. Well, no, I guess it was John Brown. Excuse me. I thought Beasley had a couple of catches, so I was wrong.
Was it Knox or Singletary?
They got Brown, Diggs, and Knox. Those are the guys, and then Singletary.
Yeah, Beasley's dealing a little bit of injuries.
Right. But he, when he's out there, he's still a threat. So they still got to watch him, out in the slant. But definitely Diggs and Brown did their thing to help that out. Not too much of a running game as we, had stated before. But definitely not the way the Ravens wanted to end their season. Congrats to the Bills making it to their first AFC Championship game since 1994, 5. Last time they were in the Super Bowl.
They escape again, man. Another year, another round escaping.
That's right. So now they get to move on to play this team, the Chiefs, who defeated the Browns 22-17, escaped by the skin of their teeth, man.
Kansas City Hennies.
Yeah, anything is possible.
God bless that man.
You know what I mean? Our man Marquise he was jumping for joy, but I talked to him, he was scared.
I thought he had no chance. I was like, the Browns are definitely winning this one.
Yep. But Greg, from what you saw from Baker Mayfield, kind of break down what you thought of his performance. Because I didn't think he played too bad. He had the interception hurt. And then
he's lucky.
Yeah, and Higgins, tried to make the play, and Sorensen came back and made a play. I mean, just break down Baker's performance for me.
I thought he did good. I thought obviously it was 19-3 at halftime. It was another game where you felt like this could be a blowout pretty easily. Um, he stayed. I mean, he made plays in the pocket. He got out of situations. He's very fortunate that pick didn't turn into points. They were able to. I think they ended up missing that field goal. They weren't able to score on those because after that, it was going to be a touchdown, and then that was going to be the game pretty much. So I think he got real fortunate on that pick. But overall, I thought he handled himself well. Was able to make plays. Chiefs defense isn't that great, so he was able to throw, make it happen.
Right.
He obviously has a connection with Higgins. It's evident. Right. It's been since he laid on the field. That's been his guy, other than over the Odell.
Yeah. And like I said, we think Odell's time is done. I mean, Landry, he threw to Landry 10 times. So Landry had 7 receptions for 20 yards. Peoples-Jones had 1 reception for 23. That was a nice catch that he made too.
Yeah.
So, and Landry caught that touchdown pass as well. That was good. Now there was some people, myself included, that thought, you could give Chubb and Hunt the ball a little bit more, right? Rush the ball. Like, I figured if Cleveland were to win this game, they needed to run the ball, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of hurts when you throw the ball to Chubb and he drops about 3 or 4 passes. Let me make sure I'm correct.
Yeah, you want Hunt in that situation, but I guess I think that's what you're thinking. The coordinator's thinking. So you're like, well, they'll never think that we'll throw to Chubb, and Chubb's enough adequate pass catcher that he can make something happen, and he just wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, Chubb was targeted 5 times, only caught 2 of them for 4 yards. So I mean, he dropped 3 passes. Hunt was only targeted once, and I mean he caught that that only pass. So it just and again, Hunt 6 carries for 32 yards, and one of them was the touchdown run, the short touchdown run. So
there's been questionable games like this, right, where you think that maybe the Browns should have leaned on the running game more, versus having Baker throw for 30, 40, 50 times a game in some of these games.
Yes, I do. And it's kind of interesting because I could see Baker Mayfield kind of turning into a more mobile Drew Brees, right?
Yeah, that's what he probably was best going to be like.
Right.
He's not going to be like he was in college, where he's scrambling, making all these plays like a Lamar or Russell Wilson. He needs to be able to negotiate the pocket backwards, forwards, back, avoid pressure, but keeping his head down the whole time.
Right. And now with them losing Odell, I think he needs another guy to be his number 1 receiver. I mean, Higgins is good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'll be able to come off as, a number 1 receiver. He's a good number 2. But I think you need another guy who, can be your reliable number 1. But the Browns aren't a bad team. They have nothing to hang their heads on. This was a good season. I mean, they were just beat by a veteran, savvy team and the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, Mahomes 21-30, 255 yards and 1 touchdown before he went down. Williams had 13 carries, 78 yards. Hill 8 receptions for 110 yards. I mean,
if people don't believe he's a receiver yet, he's more than a fast guy.
Oh yeah.
Turned himself into a pretty legit receiver.
Without a doubt. And I mean, Kansas City's receiving is solid. I mean, Kelsey 8 receptions for 109 yards. So that's 219 yards between 2 guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hardman 4 receptions for 58 yards. I mean, he got loose for a 42-yard, catch and run. So they're solid. They're a solid receiving core. Seriously.
Yeah, I think they have one of the top salary caps openings in the league next year.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting how they add to their team.
And also, let's not forget they didn't even have I was about to say Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins he's a good receiver himself.
Yeah.
So definitely
Interesting.
Go ahead.
I don't know how many, Chris, if you could look this up. I don't know how many more years Baker has on his rookie contract. I was looking at the Lamar's. He has 2 more years, and then you got to start thinking about, is this quarterback worth $40 million, $50 million?
Right.
You have to make a decision to see whether you're going to re-sign them long-term and how you're going to build from there.
Baker was a first round. He was the number 1 overall pick in 2017, I think.
So he's got 1 more year on his contract because it was a 4-year, and it doesn't look like it was player option or fifth year optional. So I think it's dependent on the Browns if they want to pick it up or not.
Right.
Yeah, they'll pick it up because it's cheap.
Right. I mean, he definitely started to show progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is good because for a while we were kind of like, man, if he don't start picking it up.
Yeah, he was looking pretty shaky.
Yeah, but now he started to pick it up. So I'm like, okay, you can if you're the Browns, you're like, okay, we can possibly, bet on him for the future. But if I were still them, I may still see if I can find a quarterback just in case to back him up.
Yeah, because you don't want to end up in a golf situation.
Right.
Where you're like, oh, he looks good enough, and then you sign him, and then you're like, oh, wait, well, I don't want this guy.
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
You ruin your franchise like that.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, for that NFC North, I mean not NFC North, the AFC North, you had 3 teams make the playoffs. And the Steelers winning the division, and then the Browns and Ravens being right there. So you have to make sure that you can compete because the Ravens probably aren't going to go anywhere in a while.
Steelers are going to drop out.
Steelers may drop off a little bit, Big Ben, but I mean, they're gonna always still be a tough team.
Yeah.
Because you get those guys on defense back, they may be right back there. So if you're the Browns, you got to make sure you can compete. And then if the Bengals somehow manage to
protect Joe Burrow for once,
protect Joe Burrow, yep. Then and they have a couple of decent receivers. They got Higgins as well, and Boyd still there.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to
Joe
see
Mixon
all
in the
that.
backfield.
Mixon in the backfield. And they have Giovanni Bernard is their other back.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy with the mustache. He always has
People hate that guy because, like, on fantasy especially, because he's always just like you're like, let Joe Mixon catch the ball. He can catch the ball. He's a really good route runner. Stop going to Bernard. Stop bringing him in. And get a line so you can run.
Right.
This guy can't run the ball because you don't have a line.
That's right. So, but hopefully Mahomes is okay. I know he's going through concussion protocol right now.
Bro, is he gonna? Are you positive he's gonna last? Because this is the second time where he did that. Remember that quarterback sneak where he his knee came out of place or something like that?
Yeah. Last year when they won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having.
I don't know, bro.
Having some injuries, that is for sure. He needs to be careful. Definitely needs to be careful, and his toe as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, will he even be available? I'm sure he'll want to go out and play, but I mean they signed him for all that money, so obviously if they feel like we don't want to risk it, they won't risk it. But
right now he's in a concussion protocol, so he has to pass. He passed some major tests, but he still has some other ones to pass.
Right. So we will see. We'll definitely see what he's gonna look like for this next week when they go up against.
Dude, can you imagine if he didn't play? Bro, you're like, are the Bills gonna go to the Super Bowl and possibly win it?
Yeah, man.
It's mafia.
Or is Chad Henne gonna come out and just Michael Vick it?
Chad Henne's gonna pull a Nick Foles.
Oh, just have a statue built to him.
He gonna win it. Then they're gonna go up against the Bucks and Brady and beat them in the Super Bowl.
That'd be wild.
Can you imagine if that happened, man?
Then he's gonna get a bag and then fall off. No one's gonna sign everything.
Just a quick bag. Yep.
All right, been real.
Hey, who were just saying that needs a quarterback? Send him to San Francisco or send him to the Rams. You know what I mean? Or hey, send him to Chicago. Let him have his own franchise in Chicago.
There are plenty of teams that need a quarterback for sure.
Yeah, without doubt. So, but we will, like I said, give you our prediction next show.
You know it.
Yep.
Less chances to get it wrong this time.
That's right.
There's only somebody I can miss this time.
That was right. I think from the last show that we picked, I think we were other than my Cleveland pick. I know I got that one wrong. I was almost right though. I was almost right, but I believe I picked the other ones correctly. I picked the Bills.
Yeah.
I picked the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked the Packers. So
I think someone got the Packers game right with 32-18. Or was that a different game? I think somebody said 32-18.
I believe
I have to go check the tape.
Yeah.
Check the tape on that one. I know I'm 2 for 2 because I went the Ravens and the Saints laid eggs. I was like, bro.
I knew that one for sure. I called the Bucks. I remember, Greg, you and I both said the Bucks.
I didn't want to believe in the juju. I was hoping it would happen next round. I was like, okay, he's gonna get blown out this game. Nope.
Yep.
It came back.
Yep. But definitely fun, fun predicting those for sure.
Yep.
AJ Brown, the Titans wide receiver AJ Brown, as we just saw today, posted on IG that he was in the hospital getting surgery on his knees.
Tore everything in his body.
Yeah, came as a shock to some people.
Since week 2?
Week 2, he was done and came and made the Pro Bowl, found a way. So, I mean, you got these guys that are putting their bodies on the line for their team, and a lot of people will be like, well, that's cool, but kind of dumb because you're compromising your money. So,
you're chicken.
I'm gonna ask you guys. I mean, Greg, you already kind of said, you never know when you're gonna have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl once in the lifetime thing. So C-Mac,
but I love money too, so
true. C-Mac, give me your thoughts on it. Do you think he was, him, Donald, and Thomas, you think they were smart for playing, and being hurt, or you think they were kind of dumb for that?
You rarely hear stories about teams rewarding loyalty. So I would have said, I'm out. I'm going to sit out, make sure I keep my bag and feed my family. I mean, like, when was the last time you heard of a team giving a player a contract for nothing, or from like $1 million or $2 million and them not even playing? You heard like 3 times this past decade, and that's in the NBA. Udonis has some JJ Barea, and then that's it. NFL unheard of. So I wouldn't have done.
Saw what happened to Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, for competitive wise, if they're, make big impacts like a T.O. who really played on one leg in the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? Sure, but for none of these guys are a T.O., right? And especially on a short season, a lot of injuries, COVID, I wouldn't have played personally.
I think week 2, if I would have known I'm pretty much done, I think I would have tapped out.
Yeah, week 2, that's for sure not happening.
I think if I'm in the playoff game, then I'm definitely playing.
Yeah, you definitely want to play in the playoff game.
Week 2, I'm like, I'm gonna have to see y'all next year, guys. I got no knees left. I got no knees, bro.
But I think they
still on my rookie deal.
I think he does. I think they do get some type of bonus for making the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, it's in their contract, incentive-wise.
Right, but I mean, is it worth costing yourself millions for just getting a little bit now? Because I mean, you could make a Pro Bowl again and get more.
Yeah. I don't even know how that's possible, bro. To be basically told you're done for week 2 and then and he did. I mean, he made the Pro Bowl. It's not like he barely played. Yeah, I mean, he balled out.
Yeah, he was a big impact for the team for sure. So,
I mean, when you look like him and DK, I guess anything's possible. Those bows are shredded.
Yeah, I mean, DK got that strong neck. You know what I mean?
That's a big man.
Yeah,
that's a little big man in AJ. This is
Yeah,
big people, man. Just built differently.
for real. Oh, shout out to them, man. But ooh, that's tough. That's rough.
Yeah, man. But I mean, it's tough, man, to tell your brothers, hey, I'm not going to be here for you. I can't. That's a different relationship you build within a locker room. And if you respect people and they're willing to put their bodies on the line, you see people, with injuries themselves, still, trying to drag their body through.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you have King Henry in the backfield, you're like, all right. And then you're like, Tannehill needs me. I need to play because otherwise we're definitely not going to win.
Yeah.
You're just like, bro, I just got to suck it up.
Yeah.
When
Take
you
a
come from
sincere
not
knee.
having millions, 5 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you either way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's reckless to play for sure. And it's like probably stupid to play.
Yeah.
But it's just something different when you're with a group of people, man. You just build that bond. It's hard to let someone down, man.
Yeah.
At least that's for me.
No, I agree with you. It's brotherhood.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a brotherhood. But we wish them speedy recovery, Thomas and Aaron Donald. Wish them all speedy recoveries.
Man, you could tell how much they wanted it, their passion. They were crying, man. That's when
Yeah.
you know somebody wants something more than
somebody else.
probably they want to breathe, man. When someone breaks down like that after a game.
Definitely true. They put their heart and soul into it, man. A lot of work. But there can only be one winner.
Highly under. It can only be one.
That's right. Deshaun Watson, man, he's looking like he's
fired up, man. 2-10.
Trying to get the hell out of Houston. First of all, they're gonna march for him on his behalf, to protest. And he told everybody on, I believe, Twitter, hey, don't do this. There's COVID going on. Reading him, quote, I'm hearing there's a march planned on my behalf in Houston today. Although I am humbled, I ask that whoever's organizing the march cancel for the sake of public safety. COVID is spreading at a high rate, and I don't want any fans to unnecessarily expose themselves to infection. So,
what are they marching for?
They're marching on his behalf, the way the organization has handled.
To stay or to leave? To let him leave?
Probably for have him to stay.
Oh, okay.
And to protest the Texans organization because they have, really screwed Houston over, and it's not just now. I mean, it was in the past too. Obviously letting DeAndre Hopkins go was one of the latest, and then not hiring Eric Bieniemy, or not even trying to interview Eric Bieniemy until late, and still haven't hired him yet. Deshaun is obviously upset, and the whole keeping Bill O'Brien there, it's not a good look for Houston. It's not.
I'm out. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be a part of something. I'm trying to leverage my power for change in society. I'm out. If you're not gonna abide by my rules, I have this power. I can make it happen. I can leave. Let's go.
Yeah.
They were protesting for just for his grievances and what he was. They felt like he was unfairly treated, so that's how they were protesting.
Right, and obviously they want him to stay. Shoots Randy Moss said, "Hey, it's not the shut up and just play era is over." Said, yeah, man. These players are really speaking out to make sure that they have their voices heard. I mean, which I think they do have a right to have their voices heard. And it's unfortunate that some of the owners don't listen because it's supposed to be a whole team, a whole organization, but
not in the NFL.
You're not even not in the.
You're like, now you work for us. You do what we tell you. You just basically shut up and dribble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come to your job, leave all your other stuff behind in the parking lot, do your job, and then leave, and then you can do it on your own time.
Pretty much. So, even though they paid him all that money, I mean, that's okay. I think any other team would have paid him all that money.
Yeah, he's worth it. So that's what the market value is for him. So
exactly, and he's going out there. He's taking hits, delivering hits. And still playing, even though they had no chance of making the playoffs.
I have no offensive line. You give me like 3 running backs. I have no receivers. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
You're just gonna waste my career, and then for all the Houston players to come out and say, "Hey, bro, they're gonna waste your career, bro." Like, it's happened with us. There's a long lineage. It's never gonna change.
Yeah.
Gotta get out.
Yeah, and pretty much there's gonna be some players in Houston that are gonna want out as well. So I gotta ask this question: why the hell can't the Dallas Cowboys do the same damn thing? I'm just wondering. I mean, if they can get in protest in Houston to have Deshaun Watson's grievances heard, the hell can't they do that in Dallas for Dak Prescott, man? Because I just don't think he's gonna get paid. So maybe this was a starting point. They marched for Deshaun Watson. Maybe we'll do the same for Dak Prescott because he deserves to get paid after everything that he's gone through. That ankle injury and really not having a defense or a head coach, and to have the same thing go over and over and over and over and over and not change as well. I mean, come on, Dallas fans.
I don't think it's not the same situation.
It's not the same situation. It's not.
He's had Dak's had an elite offensive line, elite running back, 3 possibly 1,000-yard receivers.
Right.
So he's in a greater situation.
He is, and it's not the same. You are right. However, Texans do have a better defense. They had a better number 1 overall option, DeAndre Hopkins. But obviously, and they've actually been in the playoffs, I think, more consecutively than the Cowboys have, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think there's a lot of Cowboys fans that don't feel like Dak's worth it, or he should take a pay cut.
Yeah,
and they think Watson's a top 3, top 5 quarterback, and they don't think Dak is. I think that's the consensus around the NFL, around casual fans.
Right. And I agree with you, because they weren't winning with Dak earlier this season. I mean, they didn't win. They didn't make the playoffs last season either. But
I think they're pretty close. I mean, obviously, I think the only thing that tips the hand for me of Watson over Dak is his mobility. I think that his mobility, his able to be without an offensive line, probably tips his value higher.
Right.
But I think they're a lot closer than people probably realize.
Right. And possibly now durability. We got to see how Dak comes back. But
yeah,
just for the sake of Cowboys fans just unifying, can we just get Jerry Jones the hell out, please? Please.
It's a very tough ask.
He'll kick us out before he kicks himself out.
Yeah, I know. That's the.
He'll just replace the fans.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just make robots.
Pretty much, which is the
CGI some people in. We'll be good.
Sad truth. We're just gonna go over and over and over. It's rough being a Cowboys fan, people. It's rough being a Cowboys fan, people. Anyway, I'm gonna move from something.
Next year, Super Bowl. We'll be back. Come back, get paid, drop 40, 50 points. We'll draft another receiver. We'll be good. Number 1 offense in the league.
And the number 30th last ranked defense in the league. Anyway.
Defense ain't winning, man. You saw the Saints defense. You saw the Rams defense. What'd they do?
Yeah, the Rams don't have a QB. The Saints QB played like trash. But
we have a QB. We got multiple receivers.
We do.
Let's go, baby. Just make that defense just a little okay. Just 15th overall. We're good.
Hey, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'm 15, good with that.
18, somewhere around there. We're good.
I'm good with that.
We just don't have to be historically bad.
Which is probably going to be.
You can be historically good and historically bad. That kind of evens out. We just got to go just a little higher, guys. A little higher. A little higher. We'll be good.
At 13 to 18, I'm good.
Good. First round, second round of the playoffs, and then we'll work from there.
Yeah, no, we got to go to the conference championship.
Baby steps, Marshall. Baby steps.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, while before we crawl here.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I want to go with something sad to something happy. This makes me happy right here, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna switch to the NBA. The Spurs are looking pretty good right now, fellas.
Are you joining team playoffs?
Oh
We're
man,
eight
he's
and
hopping on the
6.
bandwagon now. That's crazy.
Are you jumping on?
First of all,
There's
first of
room,
all,
Marshall.
on
We
the
got Chris and me are
bandwagon.
moving over. You
First of all,
over a little
We'll make
bit.
room.
let's be clear. First of all, let's be clear. I've always
Be
been a
clear.
Spurs fan, and that hadn't changed.
28
Now,
wins. 28 wins.
23 wins. You're on 23 wins?
He said
no, I said
22.
25.
You said
25.
18.
Oh,
25.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it
18.
was lower than 25.
I heard
No, it was
15.
20. I said 25. No. I said 25.
I heard
That's what
10.
I said.
Heard we're gonna be one of the worst teams in the 10,
Don't
one
even
of the
start.
worst teams in the league.
Yeah, you had us last place.
I said 20. I said 25. I said maybe last in the West or somewhere further down in the West. But right now, playing good. They're playing good. The chemistry is coming along very, very nicely. I want to say that. You know, beating Portland the other day on MLK Day. By the way, for everybody, happy late MLK Day.
Salute.
You know, we had Rudy Gay, Patty Mills with 20 points each off the bench. And then we also had DeRozan and Aldridge with 20 points in the starting lineup.
The
And
OGs.
DeRozan and DeJounte Murray each had 11 assists. And that hasn't happened since Sean Elliott and Avery Johnson.
Little general.
Little general. Right. So, and they beat a
Go get that insurance, little general.
And they beat a Portland team that was without CJ. I get it. And that was without Nurkic. I get it. But took care of business the way we should have.
Yeah.
It wasn't close. So, 8-6, fifth in the West right now. Got a big one coming up against the Warriors next. I mean, the Spurs, they're trending in the right direction. And there's a lot of people are like, oh, we don't even have our best player in Derek White, which at this point, I'm still not having on it.
Yep.
I still don't believe it. I don't.
You have little faith.
It's gonna be tough though when he comes.
I told you we're gonna make the playoffs. We're trending in the right direction. Now I told you Derek White's gonna be one of our best players. Just gotta have faith, Marshall.
Well, it's still a long season, but right now we're trending in the right direction.
We got COVID as 6 man. Taking out teams. Injuries going left and right, man. We're just gonna try to stay healthy, and we should be in there.
Yeah, we're actually one of the healthiest teams in the NBA. It's us and the Lakers. Right now are one of the healthiest teams. I think the Clippers are actually pretty healthy too. But anyway, I like the way the Spurs are doing. Now, a surprise. G-Reg, remember there was this particular team that the Spurs played on the first game of the season, and you're like, oh yeah, they're just bad.
Oh, the Memphis G Leaguers?
They won 5 in a row in their 7.
They turned it up, man. They heard me.
They're playing really well. And they don't have Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah. Brandon Clark, came back from his groin injury. Now he's feeling better. Dylan Brooks stepped up. Slow Mo's doing his little thing.
Yeah. And it's not like it's not like they have one person going off like really. Yeah. They're playing well as a team, which is a little bit scary,
For sure.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but they're
until Derek White comes back and then we start smacking hoes.
We'll see.
Start smacking people.
We'll see.
Boom.
We'll see.
Welcome to San Antonio.
We will see. Porzingis came back. He's still got a ways to go before he comes back. Luka is balling out, but Dallas, they're struggling right now. I
was looking at their team versus last year's team, and they've got 4 players over 40, shooting about 40%, somewhere around that range. On this team, last year they had 11, and they traded Steph Curry. Steph Curry, his brother,
Seth Curry, yeah,
Seth Curry, he's shooting like 45% now from 3. For Josh Richardson, he's in his 30, like 30%, 32%, somewhere around there. So they had a lot more shooting back in the other team.
They sure did. And, Porzingis coming back, cool, but he right now is not look efficient.
He's going to need some time.
Yeah, he maybe has to work the rust off. I get it. I mean, Luka is balling like Luka should. So.
Still struggling from 3, though. That's something that hasn't gotten better for him in his career.
That's true. Oladipo, 32-9 in his first game with the Houston Rockets, which they lost to the Chicago Bulls. Chicago's actually been playing better too. I just wanted to point that out. But it was, quite interesting to see Oladipo and Wood both had 30 points that game. And John Wall, I think he's still been out, right?
Yep.
So when he comes back, I'll definitely, want to see what those three guys look like together. Not saying they'll be an elite team, but they'll be okay. They'll be okay. If right now they're 4-8, 4-7.
Still a decent squad.
Yeah, they're 4-8. I mean, they'll have an opportunity to come back, and
obviously they want to prove that they're not trash like Harden said they are.
Right. Yeah. That's absolutely right. Jared Allen and Torian Prince have not played yet for Cleveland, so we will await to see how they do. James Harden, first two games dropped 30. He had a triple double in the first one. Second one, he had a double double. I mean, he's just balling.
Yeah, and he's not even close to being full yet. Like he's still rusty from his three, still turning the ball over a little bit, still working on his conditioning.
Yeah, I mean him and already have that chemistry from all them summer leagues playing together. So
you can see them talking on the court and with DeAndre. They have a great chemistry together.
And Joe Harris is getting balling well. Jeff Green, I forget that Jeff Green was a part of that team with Harden and Durant.
He's always a sneaky one, part of the good team.
Yeah.
Well, we have Jeff Green on a cheap, contract. Let's use him.
Yeah,
he plays stretch 5, stretch 4.
Right. I mean, the other night they beat Milwaukee, and their whole starting lineup had double digits. With DeAndre Jordan probably had his best game he's had in about 3 years.
Yeah, they had him on Giannis for a little bit.
Right. So
as well.
It's definitely going to be interesting to have Kyrie come back. I still don't think it's going to work.
I just think Kyrie wants the ball in his hand. That's the only problem. That's the only issue. I think you have to have Harden play point guard, and you have to have Kyrie go around, do things.
Right. And they could run him off how Steph Curry runs off of screens and you become a shooter. But if he's shooting too much and Durant's numbers start to dwindle and they start to lose, and then Harden tries to take it upon himself to shoot more, that's what I think is going to happen. And they don't have a bench to back him up either. So it's going to be kind of tight. I think the best place for Kyrie for me would be to go to the Los Angeles Clippers, pair up with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. All right. Clippers, you send Marcus Morris and Lou Williams to the Nets, or Lou Williams and maybe Reggie Jackson.
I think they'll want Kennard and Marcus Morris. I don't know if the salaries work out, but
yeah, I know. I think with Lou and Marcus, it would. As far as Kennard, I mean, I don't necessarily think that would work for the Nets. I mean, you have Joe Harris, so
I'd rather have a shooter to spray. I mean, you're talking about elite shooting. That Joe Harris, 40% or higher. Durant, 37% or higher.
Yeah.
Kyrie, 37%. Harden's the worst 3-point shooter on that team, and then you add Kennard and Morris, who are good 3-point shooters.
Well, I mean, you would get rid of Kyrie.
Yeah. I'd play them both.
I'm just saying, if you have Kennard and he is shooting well, but I think the Clippers are going to want to, keep him. They've been talking about getting rid of Lou Williams. Lou Williams is going to come off the bench and get you buckets. Along with if they get Jamal Crawford as well, and then Morris, which you can either start or bring off the bench, either or.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely worth, trading. Now, as for the Kyrie going to the Clippers, now Kawhi can stop complaining because he has the point guard that he wants.
They won't work.
I don't know, man. Common goal going up against trying to take out LeBron.
I don't want the ball on Kyrie's hands. I don't want the ball in Westbrook's hands. I don't want the ball in the best scorer's hands to facilitate offense. I don't want it. It's never worked in my opinion. I don't want it.
I feel you. I think it's going to work. I understand what you're saying. You don't want the ball in his hands, but at the same time, I'm like, I think it works a little bit better because he's going to get his buckets for sure. There's going to be games where Kawhi and Paul George disappear, which they have. And I think their goal is to take down LeBron. I think they work it out. I really do think that they work it out. And they still have guys on the bench, that can come off and get them some buckets too, with Patrick Beverly there as well. Unless you decide to trade Patrick Beverly. I mean, who knows?
I
But
think Kawhi wants the ball in the fourth with the game on the line. I don't think he
yeah,
wants anybody else to get it.
right. And I mean, hey, there may be certain times he'll do it, but if he's gets double teamed and having Kyrie open or Paul George open, and depending on which one's hot, I think they'll sacrifice for that. But
But what's the difference between what they have in the Nets and versus that? I think you have the same personalities in Paul George and Durant. They don't really care. They'll
right,
take a back seat.
I agree. But the difference is Kawhi will shoot more of a mid range than Harden will. Right. I mean, Harden will get to the bucket and get fouled. I get you that. But if he is off, right, there'll be certain games he will still shoot about 30 shots to try to get him up. If you have him paired up with Kyrie, where both of them feel like we got to get our shots up, that's gonna hurt the team in the long run, especially having no bench. So I'm saying Kyrie going to the Clippers, and what you said, Paul George really doesn't care. He'll get his shots. Kawhi will be more of a mid-range type, but there's certain times where Kawhi takes a back seat. I've seen certain times where Kawhi will not be as aggressive, right? And he's having his off days. That's where Kyrie comes in to take over from those shots. And he'll also make it easier for Kawhi to get easier buckets. And I think that's really what he needs is a point guard to get him easier buckets. Now, will Kyrie shoot the ball a lot? Sure, he will shoot the ball a lot. He'll get his points. But at the same time, I'd rather have him and you either lose Lou Williams or Patrick Beverly, one or the other, and increase your scoring and then defensively a little bit rather than having Kyrie over in Brooklyn to where now between three guys, you're going to be averaging about maybe 90 shots between just three guys, where the Clippers, you may average about 70 and you can still manage that.
I think it'll work out. Honestly, I think Harden's. I think he's glad that he don't have to have the pressure no more. I think he's like, I'm done being the guy. It didn't work for me. I got crucified being the guy when I failed. I'm not good in clutch situations. Like, let me just facilitate. Let me get to the basket. Let me hit open shots. I'm good. KD, I can get mine whenever I want. I'm an efficient scorer, one of the most efficient, probably the most dangerous scorers to ever play. I can get mine when I want.
For sure. And obviously we know KD is going to get the ball down the stretch. Like there's no doubt about that. Last second shot, like KD's getting the daggone ball. But
It's between Kyrie and KD. Like I don't mind either one of them having the ball.
Kyrie will try to get the ball. I trust KD more than I do Kyrie. But that's the thing. Kyrie, I feel, will try to be like, no, I need to take the last second shot. With that, I don't know. As opposed to the Clippers, between Kyrie and Paul George, because Kawhi is not really going to take that last second shot.
No, he is.
Not.
He always wants the ball in the last seconds.
To have him versus Paul George and Kyrie, I would trust Paul George and Kyrie more than I trust.
Yeah, but it's who wants the ball.
You would trust Paul George over Kawhi Leonard?
I wouldn't trust Paul George. No.
Yeah, I would trust Paul George to take that last second shot. Paul George is
in the playoffs.
In any situation, yeah,
regular season maybe, but not the playoffs. I don't want.
I wouldn't even trust him in regular season.
I would take Paul George hitting that last second shot over Kawhi Leonard. I would.
What does Kawhi have to prove to you? He literally hit the game winner with the Raptors.
I know he hit that. He hit that little bounce doinker in the Raptors that lucked up. If you have somebody on him to where he's got to take a shot, like when the Lakers.
There's one person in guard can Kawhi effectively, and that's LeBron.
Two,
because he can't be over pushed.
There's two, because KD can step up on him too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the West.
Oh, you talking about the West? Yeah, okay, yeah, fair. Yeah, okay. Fair. I agree with that. I agree with that. So
I think LeBron has studied Kawhi's spots where he wants to get to. He beats him there, and he's strong enough to not get pushed over by Kawhi.
Right. No, I agree with you with that. I agree. In the whole NBA, essentially, there's I want to say 3, maybe 4. And the
Who?
reason Kevin Durant is one of them,
Okay. Length, size.
right? I'll say Ben Simmons is another one. If he's matched up with him, he can guard Kawhi and make it hard for him. Yeah, no, don't Chris,
A
don't
stretch.
fix your
That's
mouth.
that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
That's not a stretch. Ben Simmons is one of the best defenders in the league. He's just terrible offensively because he can't shoot.
He's
But
not terrible.
I
He's
don't
just
recall.
not aggressive.
I don't recall Kawhi ever getting locked down by Ben Simmons, but continue.
Ben Simmons can though. That's all I'm saying. He can.
But he hasn't yet. So
I don't even think he's really guarded him. Matter of fact, I can't even remember times where they really went up against each other like that. Because one's out because of the injury, the other one's out of load management.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting matchup. I like to see that one.
That would be interesting. And then maybe Jason Tatum. That's the maybe one. Maybe.
what
I
about
think
Giannis?
he's more stronger.
Giannis.
I would say Giannis over.
I think it's too
Ben
quick.
Simmons.
I think Kawhi is just a
Kawhi
little too much quicker.
too quick for Giannis. Because Giannis didn't even want to guard KD.
But KD can boogie, man.
Of course, KD can boogie. Oh, we know that.
Him and Kawhi can. I mean, him and Kyrie can boogie on people.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know about Giannis. I don't know if I would put him on Kawhi. I think Kawhi would get Giannis in foul trouble.
Yeah, I don't think he'd post them up like he usually does people.
Yeah.
But I think he would be on top of the key and just break them down.
Yeah. And this one may be a stretch too. Maybe Jimmy Butler. Maybe. Because Jimmy Butler is a tough defender too.
I think that fadeaway would get Jimmy Butler because of the size difference, the wingspan.
Possibly. It depends if he can get to that fadeaway. If Jimmy Butler's all up in Kawhi,
All up in the business.
all up in the business. So, C-Mac can laugh all he wants, make little faces all he wants. But
Hey, quick question.
yeah,
Do you think players are going to be like, hey, I can go win a chip with the Nets. Let me try to get a buyout real quick from the teams on the last year of the contract. Say like a D Rose, PJ Tucker, JaVale McGee. These type of players that are like, hey, I can get a quick buyout. Let me get $2 million for my team and then go sign up for the Nets.
Yeah. Well, JaVale, it's a possibility because you don't know what he's going to do, what Cleveland's going to do with him. They got him, Allen, and Drummond. I'm sure they're going to keep Allen. Obviously, they're stuck with Drummond's contract, so they probably won't have any suitors for him. But you could. JaVale could go over there. I mean, there's also been talks of maybe Isaiah Thomas going to the Nets. And if he does go over there, offensively, that definitely helps, and that'll help the bench. So I would be like, okay, I'm cool with that. That puts a little bit more confidence in the Nets for me. But as currently constructed right now, because we still don't know if Jamal is going to play, I just don't think that they have enough.
Yeah, I don't think this is the final roster by any means. I think they'll definitely tinker with it. I think they'll maybe trade Shamit for somebody. I think they have.
And I forgot about Shamit's another one. So Shamit is essentially really their only guy that they have sometimes off of the bench.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So, but it will definitely be interesting to see down the stretch how it plays out.
Yeah, because I think they're ranked 22nd in defensive efficiency, and I think they need to get that higher.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
They're gonna try to Chiefs it, man. They're gonna try to be the Chiefs. Just make enough stops, and our offense is gonna carry us.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Definitely. Kimball played in his first game and then got injured. I mean,
nice.
He's been going through it, man.
Wait. Just can you imagine? Just all right, I'm back, baby. Let's go. Start dancing on people, and then I'm out. Out.
No.
I'm hurt. I'm out.
It just did not look good. So hopefully he'll be back.
At least that contract's guaranteed, right?
Right. I mean, shoots. He pulled a Derek White because Derek White played one game and then got injured. I mean, it just It is what it is sometimes, fellas. It is what it is sometimes.
Yeah, just wait till our best player comes back, bro. We
No.
slapping some people.
Just wait on it.
Just wait.
He goes. Wait on it.
We got to talk about some stuff in Spurs versus everybody because I got some spice.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because we're starting to hear some trade rumors, some spicy ones, and I'm like,
yeah, we have,
bro. Sounds a little interesting.
We have, and I heard one of the ones I heard. I was like, do we want to do that though? If you were thinking the same one,
there's been some spicy ones, bro.
Thinking about the same one. But right now, let's look at the standings. So, Eastern Conference, Boston's at number 1, 8-4. Milwaukee 2, 9-5. Philadelphia at 3, 9-5. Indiana at 4, 8-5. Brooklyn 9-6.
They're about to go down.
5. Knicks at 7-8 at number 6. Cleveland at 6-7, number 7, and Atlanta at 6-7, number 8. Orlando, Charlotte, and Chicago 9, 10, and 11 at 6-8 right now. And Washington hasn't played in forever. They're still like towards the bottom at 3-8.
They're Washington COVIDs right now.
So which team, guys? I always bring up which team is the pretender.
Pacers.
We're gonna say the Pacers, the Knicks, Cavs, and Atlanta. Who's the pretender and who's for real?
Pacers.
Think the Pacers are pretending?
Karis LeVert's now not going to play.
Yeah, that hurts.
And then Miles Turner just fractured his hand. So it's not looking good for them.
Oh, it's looking horrible.
Downhill.
Yep. And TJ Warren's out too. Yeah, they're
slim pickings now.
Yep. And who's for real?
What are the other choices?
Knicks, Cleveland, Atlanta, and then you can even go with Orlando, Charlotte, and Chicago that aren't in the playoffs right now.
Ooh, let's go Knicks, baby. They're for real.
Yeah, 7,
Julius 8. LeBron James.
Randall. He's back. Emmanuel quickly looks good.
He's got that Tony Parker floater.
He sure does. And they're possibly thinking about maybe trading to get a guy next to Julius Randle.
Get a point guard, please, for the love of God. I'm tired of seeing Elfrid Payton. I'm tired of seeing Elfrid Payton. All my Knicks fans are telling me, no, IQ's going to start. Payton's going to go to the bench. We're good. No, bro. You want to leave quickly on the bench, let him do his thing, and get rid of Elfrid Payton. Just abolish him.
Thomas?
Somebody, bro. They need just – I was throwing out, like, go get somebody because right now, this is a weird year. And you could be the Miami Heat of this year. You could be that random team that just makes a run with everybody getting injured, everything going haywire.
Do you go get a Kendrick Nunn from Miami?
I'm going to go Kendrick Nunn. I'm going to go ask Toronto how they want Lowry. If they want Lowry, some picks for Lowry.
Derek White?
I'm looking at, no, not Derek White. Derek Rose. I'll look for Derek Rose. He's suffering in the Pistons.
Good for New York.
For him. Huh?
He would be an interesting fit for New York. Not traditional point guard, but Derrick Rose.
Who? Oh, yeah. Just anything's better than Elfrid Payton.
True.
But Derrick Rose can't shoot a 3, so neither can Elfrid Payton. So that's kind of the problem. They don't got really a lot of shooting. They need more. Barrett's not a shooter. Randall can't shoot. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson's not a shooter. He's a center.
Best shooter is Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers is just scared to shoot now. Like he's just in another zone.
Yeah.
They need shooting and they need a point guard. I'm telling you, go do it now because there could be some injuries. Embiid is known to get injured.
Yeah. Should they go after a guy like a Malik Monk?
If he's not doing the coke no more. I don't know. New York, there's a lot of coke in New York, man, bro. I'm not trying to make him go Scarface with it, bro.
To the ground.
And I need somebody more reliable, bro.
Do you maybe go after a Terry Rozier too if you can get him?
I don't know what the Hornets want to do, man. I don't know what their situation.
Another guy who might be on the trading
Maybe
block.
Devontae Graham. I don't think they want him anymore.
You could go with him. I was gonna say another guy that might be on the trading block would be like a Zach LaVine.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Knick fans have been, half of Knick fans want to go after Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine.
Yeah,
but then you're mortgaging all your future. I mean, you're talking about losing RJ Barrett. You're talking about losing a lot of picks.
Right. Which
I don't know if you want to go that far.
Could possibly end up in Dallas, which would be really nice. We won't talk about that today, but that's something that could really boost the Mavericks. LaVine could go to Dallas.
Oh yeah,
that's something nice. That could really boost them up, and then we'd be talking different about Dallas. But I won't go there today. All right, so C-Mac, who is your pretender and who's for real?
I have to go with the Pacers are pretending right now. They're about to drop probably down.
Bro, you just copied me, bro.
I know. I was thinking Pacers when I saw them. I wanted to say that. I'm
sorry.
And it's either between the Pacers and the Cavs that are pretending right now. The Cavs' record isn't that great, so.
What does Jared Allen do now, though?
Yeah, and Taurean Prince.
Yeah, but I want to say the Hawks are for real though. In 8th place, I think they can definitely move up to 7th and 6th potentially by the end of the season.
So if one of your best player tells your point guard that he's a ball hog and he sucks, like you think that's gonna go over well though?
It's a reality check.
Ooh, so they're just gonna bond after that. They're gonna like become.
Hope you never know. Hopefully,
bro. I appreciate you telling me the truth, bro. Respect. Let's go win this now.
They definitely have some chemistry issues after that, but I think they'll be okay. The big thing is losing Gallinari and Bogdanovic for me because I expected to see both of them there. You lose both of those guys who are shooters, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I don't know if they stay where they are. I think they drop back.
Shout out to Gallo, man. He survived all of OKC season perfectly healthy. When free agency came, got that bag, went back to injured Gallo. He said, all right, I'm ready to be injured again.
Yep. Out of the Gallo, back right into the Gallo.
Suckers.
Yeah, I think Atlanta may end up falling back behind Charlotte. They can get it going with Hayward. I think Hayward missed a couple of their games.
Yeah, he's always injured, bro. It's just one thing after another.
And the way Chicago is playing between Levine and Markkanen, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they might be able to kind of squeak their way back in. But I have to agree with y'all. Pretenders, I got to say, is Indiana. They're pretending big time right now. I expect them to fall way off. I mean, I'm talking if they can hang on behind Brogdon and Sabonis, you have my respect, Pacers. Like I'll say, send somebody over there, give them a superstar so they can get themselves back into championship form or to compete for a championship. But I expect them to fall down towards the 8th spot, towards the 8th seed by the time we have our show next Tuesday.
Quick fall.
Quick fall. Who is for real? I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with the Magic. I think this is the real Orlando Magic, not making the playoffs, 6-8. They had a little bit of a hot start, but falling off. Yeah, this is them. Vucevic has no. He has no.
Vucci man.
He has no help. Vucci man.
What a guy, man. Vucci man is unstoppable.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I mean, pretty much wasting his whole career in Orlando when he originally started off in Philly. They said, "Nah, we want Embiid. Get out of here."
Smart choice.
I mean, yeah, but it's tough because that's the thing. I think Vucevic could go help a team win a championship
for sure. Inside, outside, but big man.
Yeah, I really
think he shoots like 40% from 3 too.
Yeah,
Spurs.
To the Spurs.
$100 later, bro.
If the price is right.
You got the Vucci, man.
I think I'd want to go a little younger than Vucci Man for the Spurs.
Bro, you've been talking about Vucci, man, for being underrated forever.
Oh, he is underrated, but I don't think I necessarily want him for the Spurs. Now, a team that could use him as a center wise.
Boston.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. Vucci Man to Boston. Now you talking
Vucci, man.
Now you talking Boston getting to the finals. I can be behind that. I can get behind that. So
Free Vucci, man.
Make that happen, or even send him to Miami. That would help. That would help. But Boston, I like that one. That's
Miami needs Jesus right now. And Derek Porter, Hollywood P. They need the pep talk.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's all right. Speaking of Porter, Kevin Porter. We don't know what's going to happen with that
He's
man.
strapped.
Yep. What's wrong with these Porters? Kevin Porter, Michael Porter. It's because they're juniors. That's why.
It's Porter, man. Porterhouse steaks.
If you're the second, if you're the second, you last longer. You know what I'm saying? But all these juniors they're jacking them up.
What's the history on the thirds? How are they doing?
Well, we got Glenn Robinson the third, Harry Giles the third.
Oh god.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty much.
Oof. I guess the third's not good.
Yeah.
And don't even talk about the football one.
I do have a question for you guys though. Why is Marcus Morris why do you have Marcus Morris Sr. on the back? Like, why do you got Senior on the back of his jersey? Like,
oh, it got popping. People started once they had kids, they started to change their name. Like, do you see Mark Ingram? Now he's a senior.
I missed that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, people were having kids and naming them, and then they became the senior.
Right. I don't know. I just kind of felt like you don't need to have the senior because I mean,
you don't want the SR. Isn't that kind of like DR, like doctor?
Comes after name, not before. So
yeah, that's a little more prestige, right? Or no?
No, if it was before, like imagine if you had Sir in your name.
I agree with on that.
Like Mr., but Sir.
Yeah,
Sir, Sir Chris. Like, come on, man.
That's like you're one eye away from being knighted.
No, you are knighted. That's when you get the Sir title, you're knighted.
Yeah, but I'm just like, you're original, dude. Like, I get if you're a junior, you want to say the junior, second, third, but like, you're the original. I don't know. It's not a problem, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Something that irks you, grinds your gears, Marshall.
It's interesting to me, you know. Grinds
those gears.
You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Maybe he has a cut of his jerseys. You know, he gets a little profit, so now they have to make new ones.
Possibly. Switching over to the West, though. Right now, the Lakers, they took a L last night. But the Warriors are the comeback kings this season. Came back against the Clippers and the Lakers. The only team to beat the second team to beat the Lakers and the Clippers in the same season. They'll be after our San Antonio Spurs. Thank you very much.
Spurs in 4.
Curry had a horrible shooting night, and they still found a way to win because he hit a big 3 at the end of the game. Draymond Green traveled his. He traveled.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
He traveled his.
I don't know how you don't call that.
I don't know you don't call that either, but he traveled. Oubre starting to shoot a little bit better. His defense is there. And
Wiggins been playing the good D.
Yeah, and Wiggins started hitting threes last night too. The only thing you got to do is just teach James Wiseman to stay out of foul trouble, and you are going to be set.
Yeah, he's a little lost right now. He's a little struggling right now.
He is. But Lakers at 11-4 right now, number 1. The Clippers 10-4, number 2. Number 3, the Jazz at 9-4. Phoenix at number 4 at 7-5. Spurs at number 5 at 8-6. Portland 8-6 at number 6. Golden State at number 7 with 7-6, and Memphis at number 8 with 7-6. OKC right behind them at number 9 at 6-6. Dallas and Denver 10-11 at 6-7. So Chris, starting with you, C-Mac.
Since you like to copy.
Pretender and who's
Pretender.
real? Between
Good.
Phoenix, or between Utah, Phoenix, Memphis, and Dallas.
Memphis and Dallas are pretending. I think. I hate to say it, but I don't think John Moran can carry the Grizzlies. He's gonna need a little help before he can get that 8 spot. I think that 8 spot is gonna get to the Mavericks once they figure out their chemistry and Porzingis gets his rust off. And I think they'll end up in the 8th spot at least this year. And I'm gonna have to say the Phoenix Suns again are for real. You know, Chris Paul, that addition made them a lot better. But I don't know how it's going to work long term because Devin Booker's not getting the ball as much, and Chris Paul, kind of a ball hog. He's a general, but kind of demands the ball a lot more than what Devin Booker is used to not having the ball. So you kind of see that transition. Maybe hopefully it doesn't hurt them too much.
Well, Devin Booker has not made the playoffs yet and hasn't won. So
yeah.
Their defense,
obviously, their defense is too good for them to fall.
Yeah.
They're just working on their fitting in their chemistry in the offensive end.
That's right. G-Red, go ahead.
Man, I really wanted to say Trailblazers, but you have that an option.
You can say them. Go ahead. I
think CJ Nurkic's being out. Nurkic's never looked the same after his injury. CJ being hurt, now they got to play Cantor at center. I mean, they're really in trouble. Grizzlies, man. I want to say Grizzlies make a little. Oh man, are they fake or? I think the Grizzlies are for real. I think the Grizzlies are going to make a run for it. I think the Mavericks are pretenders. I don't think they pull it together. I think Porzingis. Well, it's hard to say they won't pull it together. I just don't think they have the shooting that they once had.
I got you.
I think they've gotten better defensively, but a little bit, but they don't have the shooting they need.
I got you.
And I don't trust Porzingis' health history.
Okay.
He'll have to rest on back-to-backs and all these rest days.
But so I think that right now it's between two teams for me that are pretending, and that's Denver, because once they get MPJ back, they'll start playing better. Like I don't expect them to be in the gutter like that, right? But I think I'll have to give a pretender to the Utah Jazz. They're pretending their ass off right now. They're playing well. I get it, but is Utah really a third best team in the NBA? No, I don't see them as being a third best team in the NBA. They will fall. They will fall. They're not staying up there. They're going to go through a little rough patch and they're going to fall off. So I think that they're pretending. Not that they're not a good team. They are, but third worthy? No. I think they'll fall. As far as who is for real, I might have to agree with you, Greg. Now you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say Golden State is for real. I'm going to say Golden State is for real. Because although Memphis is playing well, I just don't know if they're going to hold on. C-Mac, I agree with you. But John Morant doesn't have to carry them. They have a team. So we'll see if they can at least hold on to when Jaren Jackson Jr. comes back. I don't know when he comes back.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So we just have to see.
I might want to have looked that up before I picked them.
I feel you. I think right now it's still no timetable, but Golden State I think is for real. They started off slow. Now they're kind of getting back on track and getting some team chemistry. I think they're for real. I think they're gonna make the playoffs, and they should move up to at least maybe 5. So that's what I'm looking at as my for real team. I don't see them falling off.
My thing has always been Curry's injury history. I mean, is he gonna hold up for the whole season?
Yeah, no, that's definitely a question mark. But he's doing okay so far.
Yeah.
Doing okay so far. So we shall see.
I would never want to wish for injuries, but I just always, when I'm betting on things like that, I always
You always
either have to
look at
bet against injuries or bet for injuries, and I'm just gonna.
definitely have to look at that. Curry and the Warriors take on DeRozan and the Spurs. That's going to be a big matchup coming up for sure.
Yep.
And those Pelicans, they
It's gonna be
started
a
off.
toughie.
Pelicans started off oh so nicely, and now they're oh so terrible.
Yeah, I don't like their line. Like I told you early on, I didn't like their lineup situation. I think you don't have enough space for Ingram and Zion. I don't even know if Zion and Ingram are good pairing. They might be the next Ben Simmons and B question. Are they really a good pairing together?
Yeah, that could be true. Which I still think once because they're not going to re-sign Lonzo. Once Zion's contract is up, if Lonzo ends up going to the Hornets and they start clearing out some stuff over there, that's where Zion will be heading. You'll have LaMelo, Lonzo, and Zion, and then maybe Bobo will head over there at a certain point.
This guy is making the crazy team.
Kind of just threw in there. Yeah, Bobo will make his way over there too.
Bobo just come out there.
I mean, hey, they all like themselves. I mean, they all liked each other.
Like this is the Uncle Drew movie or something. They just always pick up and just go somewhere.
They liked each other from high school. I mean, they were supposed to play in college together or something like that, and something didn't end up working out. But yeah, man. So we're gonna close out the show. I have a few
free Bobo.
I have a few little tidbits here. First of all, we will have our first ever woman official in the Super Bowl. I mean, we all knew it was coming, and we had women officiating in the NFL for the past 3 years, something like that. And Sarah Thomas will be that's her name. She'll be the first female officiate at the Super Bowl. So that is cool. Congrats.
Shout out to Progression.
Yep, shout out to Progression. Delonte West has now got a job working at the therapy center in Florida, which he attended. I got to give a shout out to Mark Cuban because he reunited him with his mother and really helped Delonte kind of get his life back on track. And, definitely hope Delonte, has an easier life moving forward. But that's big by Mark Cuban, to really help him out.
Yeah, for sure. He didn't have to do that. I mean, he could have sent him a couple bucks but he set him up with a whole, trying to stand up the whole a foundation where he can get his life together one step at a time on his own time.
Right. And he still remains in contact with West too. So I mean, that's real. So shout out Mark Cuban for that one, man.
Mental health is real, man. Even NBA players can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Clarissa Shields will be headlining all women's pay-per-view card on March the 5th.
Who?
When she fights. Say it again.
Who?
Jones.
No, when she fights Marie-Eve DeCare. I'll probably butcher her name if I am. I apologize. She's the super welterweight champion.
She's gonna wax her, right?
Probably. Shields is tough, but
first nasty.
First women's all women's card. That'll be interesting. Again, progression.
Yeah. Why do you call T-Rex?
Say it again.
Does she have little arms or something? Isn't her nickname T-Rex?
Who?
Versus Shields.
Shields. See,
I'm just like you're on drugs and just thinking about that one time.
I'm trying to find this card.
I don't know if her nickname is T-Rex. We'll need to ask Danny G about that one. With cut man.
I was like, T-Rex has little arms. I don't know if that's the.
If that's so, maybe. We'll see. Mac looks that one up for us.
It's Amanda Ribas. That's T-Rex.
Oh, Amanda Ribas. Okay.
I'm not
T-Rex.
Was that who you're saying? Is that who you're saying who's T-Rex?
No, Carissa Shields.
He thought Clarissa
Shields. Okay.
Right.
So What it says on the things.
I hadn't heard of that one before.
Rex, new documentary details the life of Olympic boxer Clarissa Shields. I have to look up why she's called T-Rex because I don't know if you want to be like little arms. Maybe she has her wingspan isn't like.
I don't know. A shout out to the Buffalo Bills fan base. They donated more than $300,000 to Lamar Jackson's charity, his Lamar Jackson backed charity. I mean, humble fans, even though they beat beat the Ravens and whatnot, they're like, yo, we're gonna donate. I'm like, okay.
It's an interesting way to be petty, right?
It is. But still, it's
like, bro, thanks for just laying an egg against our team. We'll throw some money towards your charity.
Right.
To soften the blow.
But I don't know if that happens.
We still beat you.
I don't know if that happens if Lamar doesn't get hurt, though. So
throws that pick six.
Yeah. Especially the concussion.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I don't trust people that slam themselves through tables. Something's going on with them. They're up to things.
Jumping, neighbor was up to something.
Hey, but at least it's up to something is donating to charity, right?
Yeah.
Tax write-off.
Appreciate it.
T-Rex, nickname. Why? Because she was younger. She was very skinny and she had short arms. And she was always
Oh, she did have short arms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
I mean, that makes sense. I hear you with that one. The Washington Wizards promoted Amber Nichols to general manager of their G League affiliate, the Capital City Go-Go. She joins Tori Miller, who is the GM of the Atlanta Hawks affiliate, the College Park Skyhawks, is the only two women to serve as GMs in the G League. Moving on up.
Progression.
There's a lot of progression, coming on, man. It's good to see. It was only a matter of time. Which is good. Last two tidbits. So this is the first time, guys, in 60 years since Duke, UNC, and Kentucky have not been ranked. They're all outside the top 25. UNC's 8-5, Duke is 5-3, and Kentucky is like 4-8. Terrible. So that was interesting to see. We'll have some more college basketball coming upon the next show. And last tidbit, there are 4 teams this season in college basketball that are averaging over 90 points per game.
Gonzaga, Iowa. What's the third?
Gonzaga and Iowa, those are 2 of them.
Some random team like Drake or something, right?
Alabama.
And it's not Alabama. These two schools are smaller. One of them you'll probably get because we just had someone on that goes
Colgate.
There. Colgate is one of them.
Ooh, shout out Jordan Burns.
Shout out Jordan Burns. They're doing really, really well. And the 4th team is Coastal Carolina.
Wow, I never would
have They're having a good time now. The party school. That's a party school, man.
Oh, that's hit up some parties over there or what?
I work with somebody who went there.
No, I gave him the secret.
Just like I've been there plenty of times.
Nah.
He said I've been there. Yeah, that's right. It's cool, Steve Mac. We know the life.
You know your alter ego DJ. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's right.
You're just Bruce Wayne to us, but for some people you're Batman.
Okay. I feel it, man. Well, guys. He said, no comment. He said, you can't catch me on anything if I'm quiet. Well, that has been the show, guys. That has been the show.
Man, that fast?
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Yeah, man. Wish we could talk for more hours, bro.
Yeah, I know. But we will upon the next show. So y'all get ready for
I'm
it.
gonna be back.
Catch us on Stats versus Facts Sports Talk on YouTube. Like, sub, and share. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. And again, Stats versus Facts Sports Talk. If you ain't got that VS, you probably listen to some what, Greg?
BS.
.fm. Also go follow
Fusion dance. Oh.
I don't even know where y'all are.
Oh yeah, Greg's to the
to the right.
I'm to your right or
To
your
the left,
Greg.
to the left.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it'd be like that.
Oh shoot.
We're all doing
it. Greg's to my left. Anyway, go check us out on SBF Sports Talk on Twitter and IG. Also go follow the Spurs versus everybody on Twitter and IG as well. We have fun over there too, talking about yours truly.
Fiesta Marshall.
Fiesta.
Fiesta. Oh, you can't see that song anymore.
Bring up the mariachi bands.
How could these not be? How could these jerseys not be the best jerseys?
There got to be at least top 3.
Yeah.
Or you're just a hater.
The military jerseys that they had, was it 2018, 2017? No.
They've had those since for a while.
No, when they first came out with that military digital camo, I think it was 2016. Those things were fire. Nice.
True. But yeah, man. Fellas, again, another great show, y'all. We will be back on Friday. And
Friday.
TGIF.
Yep, TGIF for sure. So for C-Mac and G-Reg, it's been your boy Marsh, and we will catch y'all next time on that.
For life.
Stats versus facts. Ayy. Stats versus facts. Ayy. Know where we at on the stats versus facts. Yeah, my boy hella black. He on the stats versus facts. And you might get smacked by the stats versus facts. Ayy.
Yeah, catch y'all next time. Peace.